Hey guys, it's Amber. So today we're keeping it very real. I have almost next to no makeup on, and I have a ginormous pile of laundry right there that needs to be folded. I don't really have a laundry room because where my laundry room is where my salon is, and so when I have laundry to fold, I usually just throw it on the futon, I fold it, and I will be doing that the rest of today. But for right now, I was just like, you know what, I'm going to film this video while I'm thinking about it, so the laundry will wait. So it's just going to accompany us in the background today, because that is real life. So this video has been long overdue. I didn't film anything or post anything last week. I just was needing a little bit of a break, and it's kind of a lot going on. I've got a lot of good, happy things going on, which is awesome, but it's also been really a hard couple months for me. And I think if you guys have been here watching my videos, you probably can tell because I've struggled and I haven't been as consistent in posting. And so today we are just going to do a big old life update and talk about some of those stuff, because I'm just always real and honest, and I don't like to sugarcoat things, and basically I just say it like it is, no matter what it is. So that's kind of how it goes. So first of all, I have a very exciting announcement, which is partially what has contributed to some of my hardships and sickness, and that is that I'm expecting baby number 3. So let's just get the happy part out of the way, and then we will talk about the other part. But I am almost 20 weeks, so I've been pregnant for quite a while. Well, I've been pregnant since December is when I found out. And I am going to find out tomorrow what the gender is. I have my big ultrasound. I've had to wait so long. So many people have gotten to find out like 14 or 15 weeks. And so I feel like I've been waiting forever for this, and I'm so excited. I think it's going to be another boy. That's my guess. My husband thinks it's going to be a girl. I'm not going to be disappointed either way. I have no real preference. If I have a boy, it would be a lot easier just because I have 2 boys. I already have boy stuff, boy toys. But obviously it would be exciting, new, and different to have a girl. I mean, you know, I definitely wouldn't complain about that either. So my kids are split too. My older son wants to have a sister, and my younger son wants to have a brother. So it's been quite a while since I've been pregnant. My youngest is 5, and so I honestly was kind of wondering, and if you watched some of my vlogs and Vlogmas, I was kind of like, I don't know if we'll have any more kids. I just didn't know if it was going to be in the cards for us. And it's just that thing, within a couple weeks of me moving down here, thinking oh, I'm not going to have any more kids, so I'm going to make this my filming room, and then I ended up getting pregnant, and I'm like, of course. That is how it always works, right? You make your life decisions and then something big will happen. That is how it always works. So with that, there has been a ton of changes. Everything that I had basically planned has changed, because I just decided to stop living in the, well, if I get pregnant someday mode, and I decided that I was going to just plan for what I had right then. So I was making plans for, you know, work and just all these different things that I was going to do, and both my kids were going to be in school full time, and I was just planning all these things, and then everything changed, and I could not have been more excited for this, and I'm okay with all these changes. It was just kind of shifting gears a little bit. So now we have been mostly just focused on the survival of getting through pregnancy, and so I am going to talk a little bit about some negative things if this is going to be hard for you. I know I really hesitate to say anything negative about pregnancy, because I know how hard it is to struggle with infertility, or with having trouble getting pregnant, or baby loss. We've had so many struggles in my family, not just me, and I've had so many friends that haven't even been able to have kids. So it's such a heart-wrenching topic for me, because I don't want to be that person that comes on here and is oh, pregnancy is so horrible, because there are women that would literally die or cut off their arm to be able to have a child of their own, and there would be women who would be ecstatic just to have more than one child. I am not discrediting that in any way, and just to make you understand where I'm coming from, I have been that person that has waited years for a child, and I have been the person who's had pregnancy loss. So I know how hard it is, so please, if this is going to be offensive to you, or if it's just going to be hard for you to watch me talk about some of the negatives, this just might not be the perfect video for you to watch, because I don't want to bring anyone else down, but I do want to share with you guys what it's like and what I've been going through, because I think it's important to acknowledge that pregnancy is hard and it's difficult, and I don't think it should be something that's swept under the rug and like something that we can't talk about. I feel like we should be able to talk about the struggles that we go through as women and help and lift each other up and support each other, instead of just being like, well, someone else has it worse than you, so don't complain. Does that make sense? The first few months, I was so incredibly sick. Like, I didn't have the sickness where it was like to the point where I was needing to go to the hospital and get IVs. Like, I know I have a friend who has a very severe condition, which there's like a specific name for it, where literally she has to have an IV, and like she's so sick, like it's life-threatening. And I don't by any means have that, but I am someone who feels sick constantly, and 3 to 4 or 5 times a day I am throwing up. Like, just, I don't feel good at all. And that's how it's been with all of my pregnancies. I've always just really suffered with the nausea, the morning sickness, but I get it in the morning, I get it in the night. I just struggled so much, and it's so hard for me to feel like doing anything else when I just feel so sick. And I can't compare it to anything else but just having the flu. Like, I literally feel like I have the flu for weeks and months, and there'll be good days, and those are the days that I'd come down and I'd film a couple of videos, and then like after that I would just be like so exhausted. But the thing is I've had to maintain a normal life. Like, I've still been working doing hair, and so like I'd have to rest a lot on the days I wasn't doing hair so I could get through my work schedule. And then literally after I got through my weekend of working, like the next 2 days I would just be like down, like laying on the couch, like I don't know how I'm gonna survive. And luckily my kids are old enough that they are okay if I'm just like hanging out, chilling there with them, not doing a lot. My older son is really good about helping my younger son if he needs a drink, or if he need, you know, like all those kind of things. And it came down to like bare minimum survival. Like, what do I have to do to survive? And that's what I did. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older. I don't know if it's because it's a girl and I'm hormonal. I don't know what it is, but the one thing I was not expecting with this pregnancy that I've been having is this extreme tiredness, anxiety, and just like this overwhelming feeling of just like, I don't want to say depression because I've never been like clinically diagnosed with depression, and that's not a term I think should be just thrown around if you have a bad day. Like, again, like I completely respect and understand how horrible and hard depression can be, but I also feel like there's people who have depression clinically that have it all the time, and there's also sometimes you go through depressive states. So right now I'm kind of talking about more of a depressive state than like I have depression all the time. Now, I always have struggled with a bit of anxiety and just like feeling overwhelmed and feeling panicky, and that's something I have dealt with forever. Like, I always deal with that, and when there's big changes and there's things going on, it's something that I just have learned to deal with. But like, my tiredness has been so extreme, and I don't know if it's because I'm 30 now and last time I was pregnant I was 25. I don't know. It's just like I have been so exhausted like all the time. Like, I had to be like, honey, like I cannot do anything today. Like, I literally need to just lay down and just watch movies with the kids. That's all I can do. I could probably sleep for an entire day. Like, my kids could go to school and I could sleep the entire time they were gone, and then like barely get myself up to go pick them up, and then as soon as they're home I'm just like laying on the couch with them, because it's like all that I could do. And it's so weird because I don't know if it's because I worked full time with my other pregnancies and I forced myself, or like I said, because I was younger, but I never experienced this overwhelming sadness where I just felt like I didn't want to do anything. And that was so unlike me, because I am the person that people are always like, Amber, how do you do everything? Amber, how do you get everything done? Amber, how do you, like, I mean, I'm working, I'm filming, I'm doing all these things, and I love doing all this stuff, and I'm that person that's like crazy busy and always just going 1,000,000 miles an hour and just juggling 500 balls and always trying to look put together and I have people ask me like, oh my gosh, you were insanely busy. How do you do this? And I go from being that person to this person who can barely get out of bed. And I'm like, I don't even recognize myself. Like, what is happening to me? Like, I'm also like a very rational person. Like, I'm somebody that, like, if there's something that needs to be done, even if it's not fair, or like, I always look at I always try to look at problems from like the most rational perspective. Like, Amber, this needs to be done, even if it doesn't seem like that's your job. Like, this is what needs to be done, so you should do it. Like, and so here I am, like this person who's like super rational, super go-getter, super like on top of everything. And then I have this person that's like suddenly feeling like they can't even like function or like feed themselves. And it's like insane because I'm not comparing myself to anyone else. I'm just comparing myself to me. And I'm like, why can't I do anything? Like, why am I just so tired? Why can't I move? Like, it's like the weirdest feeling. Like, I just felt like I was just like trapped in my body. Like, my mind wanted to do all these things, but it's like when I got up to do it, I was just like lightheaded and I was just tired and I was just like, whoa, like I'm not okay. And so my husband has been amazing and supportive, and he's taken care of so many things that I used to do and just been able to say like, you obviously need rest, you obviously need to lay low, go ahead and do that. So the last time that I really felt this way was probably after my dad passed away, which has been like 7 years. And you know, that's a very obvious time to feel depressive or to feel like really down. And it's just so weird to me because I'm just like, this is what I've been waiting for. And I don't know if it's because I was scared of losing the baby, or I was just feeling extra hormonal, or like, I don't know what exactly is causing me to feel this way, but I have just had a really hard time. And like, I'd sit there in my room and I'd think about these things I want to do, and I'm like, I'm going to film this and I'm going to do this. And then I'd get up and I'd just be like, whoa, I do not feel good. And then I'd be like, I can't. What happened from there is like, because I didn't feel good, there's so many normal things like laundry and doing my dishes and getting my floor mopped and all these things that, like, as much as my husband was trying to keep up on things, like, he can't do everything that I do because he has a full-time job, and my husband works all day. He often works 3 to 4 nights a week, and he often works Saturdays. Like, you haven't seen my husband a lot in my videos, not because I haven't wanted him to be or anything, but he's gone like most of the time. He works so hard that I hate being like, oh, hey honey, you've worked 18 hours today. Why don't you come home and take care of everything I didn't do? Like, it's very difficult. So when I have those good days where I'm feeling good, I'm like, I've got so much to do. I've got 10 loads of laundry. I've got to do this. I've got to do this. And so things like filming and things like putting on makeup and getting ready have just like, they forced me to push them to the back because I physically have to take care of my family. Like, I have to take care of me and my kids and my family first. And that's just how it is. Like, I have to do those things. And so I have gotten behind on so many things, and there's things that I like never would have just not done, but I just had to do. You know, realize that some of those extra things I did are just gonna have to wait a little bit until I continue to feel better. And one aspect though that I feel like it's helped is that it's really helped my kids appreciate me, and I feel like it's really helped my kids learn how to work. Like, they've had to be more responsible for cleaning their rooms. They've had to be more responsible for picking up their toys, which I think is a good thing. I think it's good to teach kids how to work. And even if all I can do is sit on the couch and be like, okay, this is what we need to do. The pillow needs to go here and this needs to go here. I mean, my 5-year-old can run the vacuum, for goodness sake. So I feel very, very, very blessed and fortunate that my family has been so loving and kind to me. And my kids, like, it's like funny kind of, because they shouldn't worry about this, but like if I was coughing or something, they come, Mommy, are you gonna throw up? Do you need a bowl? And I'm like, no, honey, it's okay, you know. And so it's been amazing to me how thoughtful and kind my children have been, and I feel like, oh, I must have done something right because they have been there for me. My husband's been there for me. My family has been there for me. It's been hard with like outside responsibilities. Like, I was a Cub Scout leader, and you know, I had church activities that I was in charge of. And it was hard because like I didn't feel like doing it, but I didn't feel like I could not do it. And hey, I know I have this responsibility, but I'm not going to do it because right now I feel like death walking, basically. And so I would just go and do it, and then afterwards I'd be sick and I'd just have to lay in my bed and go to sleep, all that stuff. So I'm not trying to be negative, but this is the real life. This is a real life for not just me, for a lot of women. A lot of women go through extreme morning sickness, they go through depression, they go through anxiety, and this is something that really happens to people. I always have loved my life. I am excited to be a mom again, and actually the baby part doesn't really stress me out at all. It's like everything else. Like the thought of just being home with my kids, like that I can handle. It's like everything else has been going around, and I don't know why it is that, like, sometimes when something really, really good happens, like everything else that can break or everything else that can go wrong, like, does, and you're just like, why? And I just think that's like Murphy's Law. Like when something good happens, something bad happens. I don't know, maybe it's just to balance the world and energy. I don't really understand that one. Just about a week or so ago, we had just gotten home from our trip, and my trip was amazing. We went to California. It was just what I needed, but it was exhausting. I was really tired when I got home, and I just was like kind of looking at my life and thinking, you know what, I just can't do all of this. Like I can't have a newborn and these 2 other kids and do all these things. Like something has got to give. So my other announcement that I have is I'm going to retire from doing hair. So I will not really officially be retiring because I have a niece and I have 3 sisters and I have a brother and I have a sister-in-law and I have friends and I have people that I know are gonna want me to do their hair. And I'm totally fine doing that, but as far as like my bulk of my clients from like an outside coming in, I am only going to be doing hair for those people until May, and then I'm just gonna do my family. And it was a really, really hard decision. Like I thought about it a long time. I've done hair for 12 years. I've really loved it. I've really enjoyed it, but there's a couple reasons that kind of led me to this decision. One is I just don't know that it's going to be as efficient for me with 3 children, paying for a babysitter. I'm not gonna be able to have my kids just hang out with me anymore. I don't want to have to raise my prices. I don't want to spend that time away from my newborn. There's so many reasons, just family oriented and just logistics of finding someone to watch my kids and paying them, and then like paying for all my stuff and then being like, is this even worth it? That I'm just like, second of all, is I'm still gonna have people to do their hair, so it's not like people are like, oh, you're gonna miss it, you're gonna lose your skill, blah, blah, blah. Like, I still have people that are gonna want me to do their hair. They're just gonna have to be more flexible. It's gonna be like, hey, sister, come do your hair and bring your teenage daughter to hold my baby. Like that kind of stuff, that'll work for me. It's just like the regiment schedule of having a clientele that is every 4 to 6 weeks, and it's 8:30 till 9 all day, like just a crazy, crazy busy hairdresser schedule that I just can't keep up with anymore. And then the next reasons is like, it's physically wearing on my body. Like my back is, being a tall hairdresser, I'm 5'10", like I'm constantly bending over, and so I've spent a lot of years, I've also had car accidents and other issues with my back, but I've spent a lot of time and money with my back and the pains that I've had from it, and also my wrist. If you guys have watched my videos, you know that I always joke with dropping things. Like I joke about, like I'm holding a brush and all of a sudden it just flies out of my hand, and you know, I just kind of laugh it off. But the reality of it is that I do have kind of some carpal tunnel syndromes in my wrist, and I do drop things, and it's scary when you're going to hold something like a pair of scissors and they fall out of your hand because you literally lost the like function of your hand just for a split second. Like that scares me. And I know that carpal tunnel is not something I want to mess with. I don't want to have surgery. I want to take care of my body. I want to be able to still play with my kids and do all these things and craft and write and all the stuff I need to do for the rest of my life. And so I don't want to ruin my body now to where the rest of my life is just not going to be what I need it to be. So that's another reason why I've decided to retire, is just for the sanctity of keeping my body intact. After working for 12 years, it has been so much stress and anxiety for me to quit working because I hate disappointing people. Like, I'm a people pleaser. That's why I've been successful in my business, because I like to make people happy. It makes me happy to make other people happy. And so when I do something that doesn't make people happy, it makes me sad. So I'm someone that's very sensitive to other people's emotions, and that's kind of a bad thing in a way, because if people are upset at me, like, it affects me. Like, I hate people being upset at me. It just really bothers me. And so I always do the very best I can to make other people happy. It's hard when someone's been with you for 12 years to just basically say, hey, I know you've been coming to me every 4 weeks the past 12 years, but I'm gonna quit. Like, It's been so much harder than I thought it would, but it's also been such a relief where I just felt like, even though this is really hard and really scary, and it's hard to just like let go of the income and just, you know, just live on less, I just felt this relief of knowing that this is the right thing. Like, this is the right thing to do. And when you have that like feeling of this is the right thing, you have to go with it. You have to trust your gut instincts and just say, you know, this is hard and scary. I'm okay. I can do it. And so I'm going to survive. The next couple of weeks are really, really crazy. So my brother's getting married, which is another amazing, awesome thing, and I'm so excited. But it's kind of a destination wedding, I guess. The wedding is a couple hours from here, so just scheduling and hotels, and then family flying in, and then all my family flying in wants to get their hair done, and like, it's just a lot going on. And so my schedule, plus with me, you know, retiring, like, I'm working like way more than I should be. And so instead of making it easier, it's kind of made it harder, because now I have more clients to do and more stuff to do. So it's like the next 2 months are going to be like super, super crazy, like packed full of like getting everyone in, trying to find a referral to send people to, like all this stuff. It's going to be insane. And then after that, I'll be going to camp with my husband. He runs a summer camp in the summer. And so I will be going up there with him. And then once we get back from camp, I'll be having a baby, because I'm due in August. So kind of crazy. Like, it just seems like it's gonna go fast, but I just need to like hold on and get through these past couple of months, or these next couple of months. I have been feeling a lot better. I am not nearly sick. I don't throw up every day like I used to. The most things I'm struggling right now with are just the tiredness and just feeling motivated to do anything and just catching up. So that's basically what I'm working with right now. So thankfully the worst part of it is over, but I have health in there. And I didn't just let my channel completely go. I think a week is the longest I didn't have a video posted. So what does that mean for my channel now? I'm not going anywhere. I am not quitting YouTube. I don't have any intentions of quitting anytime soon. I don't think for the time being I'm going to go to like posting every day or anything like that. I'm not going to be a daily vlogger or something like that. But I'm still going to try to get out a video every week. I was doing 2 or 3 videos a week, and hopefully I can get back to that. In the summer, it's always hard. I think in the summer I usually do 1 video a week, and that's probably what I'll just focus on. Now, as far as my projects and things, like, I'll do my best, and I know there's been a lot of requests that I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do that, I'll do that, I'll do that. And then I like literally just have this anxiety because I'm like, I want to do that so bad, but I don't even know if I can get up right now. Like, and so if I'm not posting something, or there's something you've requested for a long time that I haven't done, please know that I haven't forgot about you. Anyway, I hope this vlog wasn't too depressing for you guys. I just wanted to be open and honest about how I've been feeling and what I've been going through. And hopefully you guys can extend your understanding to me that, you know, as much as I try, this isn't a business to me. This isn't a job to me. So I know I hear a lot of comments and other times on people's vlogs where they're talking about the struggles, that they're like, well, most of us can't just not go to work, or, you know, you just have to force yourself to do it, or that kind of thing. But this is a hobby, and so unfortunately it's had to take a little bit of a back burner, but I want you to know this is still something I very much enjoy, and it's been something that has been a highlight and a very good thing for me to do while I have been not feeling well. And I appreciate you guys for all your kind comments, especially when I did my like get ready with me for sick days video where I was just so sick. It just really, really helped me to know I had you guys supporting me, and so many of you left so many kind comments, and I just want to thank you so much for your support. I haven't been posting a video, and I've gotten so many new subscribers this past week, and I'm just like, where are these people coming from? I am so grateful for you and the community and the outlet that this gives me to stay at home and to do something I enjoy doing, still being with my family. If you guys are interested in more pregnancy updates, which hopefully will be much more positive and not as Debbie Downer as this one, let me know. Before I go, I'll show you my little baby bump. And I think that's pretty much it. So my official due date is August 24th. I find out what it is tomorrow, so you guys will probably know soon. And I think that is everything. So here's my little baby. So it feels really big to me, but it probably doesn't look that like huge yet because I'm only like what, almost 5 months, so almost 20 weeks. So that's that. There's my little bump, and that's my story. Thank you so much for watching. If you have still stuck it around to this point, you deserve a gold star. I love you guys all so much. Thank you for being there for me, and just doing this made me feel so much better. So thank you for being my listening ear, and I'll see you guys next time.